Hey watch lovers, Brad from Brent Miller Jewelers back with you today for round 2 of our Omega versus Grand Seiko. Went with a couple models that were a little bit off the beaten path. On my left, the Omega DeVille Prestige, and on my right, the Grand Seiko SBGK007. I will tell you right now, this DeVille model is not the newest iteration. This is the coaxial. It's not the master chronometer. It's just the chronometer version. However, I pulled this version. We still have one in stock, and it's still in production with Omega as far as I can tell on their website. But I use this one because we have the power reserve indicator, which we also have on the Grand Seiko, and that is why I selected this model. So for this comparison, these are the two that I grabbed. Round 1, have not tallied those votes yet. I'm filming this video on Wednesday, the 14th of February. So I will tally the votes on Friday for the Aquaterra versus the green dial with the gold indice Grand Seiko that we put that up against. Case dimensions on these, 39.4 millimeters diagonally across, 38.5 across that kind of raised polished bezel, and then 34.3 millimeters across that sapphire crystal. Compared to this 007 model here, 39 millimeters across the case, 37.4 across the polished bezel that sits on top of that case a little bit, and then 32.9, so slightly smaller across the bezels and the diameter of those crystals as well. And then moving further along, the case thickness, 11.1 on the Omega versus 12 even. So about a millimeter larger on the Grand Seiko. However, when you look at them, because of the way that mid-case profile is, to me, the Omega actually looks thicker just because of the way the case is shaped here on our Grand Seiko. And then 45.5 millimeters lug tip to lug tip versus 43.5, so 2 millimeters smaller on our Grand Seiko. And we have a 20 millimeter, really nice gray strap, alligator strap on the Omega. That 20 millimeter strap tapers to 18 at the pin style or tang style buckle. And on the Grand Seiko, we have a 19 millimeter lug width that tapers to 16.5. I mentioned that a couple times. It actually came up to 16.6, so it's a little smaller than 17, again, on a black. So you can just see the difference in color there on those two straps. On the Omega, we do have a solid stainless steel case back. This is an automatic movement. The 2627 with 48 hours of power reserve. Again, we are getting obviously our hour and our minute here with our constantly running second hand at 9 o'clock, our date window at 3 o'clock, and our power reserve down here at 6 o'clock, nicely cut out of that dial. And the Grand Seiko, we do have the exhibition case back. This is a manual 9S63 movement, 72 hours of power reserve. And on it, we have the second hand 9 o'clock and our power reserve indicator at 3 o'clock. So similar functionality. Obviously don't have the date window on the Grand Seiko. But again, be curious to see what you guys think between these two. I think these are two that you probably wouldn't have grabbed. And again, just looking at inventory, I thought they were pretty similar, and it'd be fun to put these up against each other for round 2. Let's talk about price. I guess before we get to that, neither one of these have a screw down crown. You can see they're a little bit more formal. However, both signed. We have 30 meters of water resistance on the Omega, and on our Grand Seiko, I'm going to call it splash resistant. Nothing actually provided as far as water resistance on the website. Both of them weighed the exact same. So even on this deployant clasp, 70 grams light. Both of them very, very light, 70 grams for both of them exactly. And the Omega, 4,900, and the Grand Seiko, an extra $2,000 at 6,900. So again, give you a little bit of texture on that dial. Let me throw these on wrist. Again, I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist. Both of these sizes I would happily welcome. Relatively thin, about 39 millimeter cases. We're not going to have any lume on either one of these, but I will hit the lights here in a second just to give you a low light shot. As always, greatly appreciate you viewing. If there's anything I can do for you, anything at all, shoot me an email, brad@brentlmiller.com. Again, no loom on these, but just a low lit here, back office. Give you an idea of maybe how some of those indices reflect off of those dials. So let me know, is it going to be the Omega DeVille Prestige or the SBGK007 in round 2? Look forward to round 3 the following week. Thanks for viewing, and we'll see you in the next video.